Most grimoires are about demons, but this one is about the 7 Olympic spirits who actually run the planets.
This man practiced so much dark magic that now his house is haunted.
So there are parallel versions of you living alternate timelines, and here's how to recognize them.
So, wolf man, but I ain't gonna bat with y'all. Fuck who believe me or not.
Darkness falls and the screen comes alive once again. Welcome to Chill Spot, where the strange and unsettling find their home. Tonight, we bring you videos that will haunt your thoughts long after the credits roll. Viral TikToks, eerie moments, and more. It's all waiting for you. The show is about to begin, so sit back, but keep one eye open. You never know what's coming next.
Most grimoires are about demons, but this one is about the 7 Olympic spirits who actually run the planets. It's the most positive magic book that was ever written. The Arbatel appeared in 1575 and immediately stood out because it teaches magic without threatening damnation. No blood sacrifices, no stealing holy water, and no midnight rituals in graveyards. Just clean philosophical theurgy focused on working with benevolent planetary intelligences. The 7 Olympic spirits govern the classical planets. Aratron rules Saturn, Bethor rules Jupiter, and Phaleg rules Mars, Ak rules the Sun, Hagith rules Venus, Ophiel rules Mercury, and Ful rules the Moon. Each controls specific domains and can teach or grant powers related to their sphere. The approach is completely different from Goetic magic. You're not commanding or bargaining with these spirits, you're building relationship with cosmic intelligences who want to help humans develop spiritually. The Arbatel says they're ordained by God specifically to assist those seeking wisdom. The rituals are simple. Pray, purify your intention, and call the appropriate Olympic spirit with respect. State your request clearly and wait for the results. No complex circles, no threatening them with divine names, no blasting rods, just sincere spiritual practice. Aratron can teach alchemy and extend your lifespan. Bethor brings wealth and honors. Phaleg grants military success and courage. Ak teaches true medicine and gives gold, while Hagith attracts love and beauty. Ophiel develops intellect and communication, and Ful works with water, dreams, and silver. What makes the Arbatel revolutionary, though, is its ethical framework. It explicitly states that attempting magic for selfish gain, to harm others, or from impure motives will either fail or backfire. The Olympic spirits only assist those genuinely seeking to improve themselves and serve divine will. The book contains 49 aphorisms teaching magical philosophy. Number 7 appears constantly. 7 Olympic spirits, 7 times 7 aphorisms intended, 7 virtues required of the magician. The structure itself is sacred geometry. Aphorism 9 is the famous one. God is the end of all created things. Everything in magic exists to bring you closer to divine understanding, not to accumulate power or wealth. The Olympic spirits are intermediaries helping you ascend spiritually, not servants granting your wishes. Renaissance magicians loved the Arbatel because it validated their work as holy rather than heretical. You could practice magic without risking your soul, working with spirits that operate under divine authority rather than against it. The text also promises higher mysteries too. The 49 aphorisms published are supposedly only the beginning, while additional books were planned revealing deeper secrets. But they either were never written or never surfaced, leaving the Arbatel as tantalizing introduction to a complete system that remains hidden to this very day. Modern practitioners report the Olympic spirits are real and responsive. Unlike demonic grimoires where results feel dark or costly, working with these planetary intelligences apparently produces clean manifestations without the sense that you've bargained away something essential. The Arbatel teaches that the universe is fundamentally good, that spiritual beings exist to help rather than harm us, and that magic is meant to elevate our consciousness rather than manipulate circumstances. It's almost naively optimistic compared to grimoires focused on demons and on pacts. But that optimism.
Hey everyone, thanks for the support. Welcome to all new channel members. Let's continue into today's video.
This man practiced so much dark magic that now his house is haunted. This is what happens when you practice dark magic.
It's almost time now.
And now his house is infested with demonic energy. This is the consequences, y'all. I'm not telling you what to do, but be careful with what you do. This is what can happen.
I'll keep you all updated anyway. Leave. I'm listening to coming back.
I mean, it's constant, y'all. Constantly getting harassed by demons. This is insane.
I'm not playing games anymore.
As always, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think. This is a new YouTube video I put out today. It's on the YouTube channel, link in bio. Stay weird.
Did you know an ancient Egyptian priest discovered the secret to human resurrection by watching beetles? In 2400 BCE Memphis, priest-physician Kamwiset was perfecting mummification when he noticed something incredible. Kepler beetles could enter death-like states for days, then return to life with enhanced abilities. The secret was specific desert plants they consumed before entering suspended animation. While other priests focused on preserving dead bodies, Kamwiset studied living death. He watched these sacred scarabs shut down completely, no movement, no response. Then days later, they awakened stronger and more aware than before. He began developing human resurrection techniques based on their behavior patterns. After years of preparation, he created the ultimate Kepler transformation ritual. For 3 days, he lay in controlled death, consuming the same plants as the beetles. When he awakened, he possessed enhanced spiritual abilities and vivid memories of afterlife realms. This ancient African biomimetic spirituality became the foundation of resurrection technology, copying insect consciousness preservation methods thousands of years before modern science.
There's a reason why when we die, they don't put the bodies inside the ground. They put them inside the box because it's an encrypted energy. When you trap that energy, that creates stagnation to where the information is not able to go right back into the mycelial network of nature and work through humans to where we can learn from the mistakes from the humans that actually died. There's a reason why when you get into ancient Kemetic spirituality, the pharaohs, they used to extract the brain out the nose with a bamboo stick because they know that the brain is what keeps you connected to the simulation, which is a form of reincarnation when you study the holonomic brain theory. The brain is a physical vessel, and a physical vessel in itself is another way to keep you stuck on this planet. So this is why they did horizontal gene transfer. They transmute the consciousness and they take it and put it inside a different vessel. This is why Thoth was able to live about thousands of years, Enoch living for 800 years. While all these historical figures inside the Bible and Holy Quran and all this stuff, they was able to live that long because they was doing horizontal gene transfer.
So they was transferring their consciousness into other people's bodies?
Yeah, it's a Trinity principle. Anything that operates on the Trinity principle operates from supreme consciousness because it has to operate from the dualistic energies from the microcosm and the macrocosm. In between is the prana, which is the life force, and the life force in itself holds up the composition of the body, the consciousness, the prana, the life force.
That type of technology been around then.
That's metaphysical spiritual technology that humans are not able to tap into because we're so subjugated by the external stimulations of it.
No wonder some cultures and religions preferred cremation for their funerals. I bet that's where the idea of being buried 6 feet under came from, to keep you trapped here over and over again.
Hey, real quick, y'all do realize that you are a god having a human experience, right? I know like y'all heard that shit before, but it's so real to the point where your family's not your family, your kids ain't your kids, your friends ain't your friends. Yes, in some form or fashion, does the sensation of that exist? Absolutely. But when it actually comes down to it, none of this shit is real, right? It's literally a dream. It's a quantum simulation born from infinite consciousness because there's no ending and there's no beginning. So see, if you believe in a creator, which I told y'all before, who created this shit, you know what I'm saying? Look up Yaldabaoth. But anyway, see, the creator doesn't just create and then like hover. You see what I'm saying? Controlling every move like a word parent. No. God creates and then steps back. Not out of indifference, but out of deep trust. Because when the creator looks at you, at me, at every soul walking this earth, it sees itself. A perfect extension carrying the same creative power. Literally. You were never meant to be taken care of forever. You were meant to become the creator. You see what I'm saying? And everything's a trickle effect. That's the reason why they say, like, even in people that's religious in the Bible says, oh, you were in the image of God, and then you have a child and your child look like you. It's common sense, right? Quantum physics is starting to show us that is the real thing. You see what I'm saying? Like, we always talk about how, like, when science catches up to spirituality, everybody will go back to, you know, who they truly are. And that's exactly what's happening. And at the deepest level, right, reality isn't solid. We know this. It's waves of pure possibility. Nothing becomes real until we observe it, aka the double slit experiment, if y'all don't know about that yet, right? Once consciousness collapses, it turns the wave into form. That's you. That's your power. You're not waiting for the universe to give you something. You are the universe focusing itself into new creations. So your child, he, she, not yours. They're another eternal soul just like your ass. A spark of the same divine fire that helped anchor you into this dream. You see what I'm saying? And now they get to create their own reality just like you do. You see what I'm saying? The creator doesn't abandon its creations. It releases them so they can become creators too. That's not neglect. So for the parents that actually know that down here, that just let their child do whatever, I get it. You see what I'm saying? It's not neglect. That's the ultimate act of love. You already have everything you need to thrive because you are the source. But you playing a game of hide and seek, pretending to be human so you can remember who you truly are, yo. Do y'all understand this? You're meant to create freely. You was never alone because you are the one experiencing itself as many. Why do you think like you got friends that are like you in certain aspects or family members? It's all we all one. It's all one. You see what I'm saying? So be the creator that you meant to be.
This is the only plant in history said to bring the dead back to life. Ancient texts say it vanished before humans could understand it. It was called Sanjivani, the legendary life-restoring herb. Described in ancient Indian epics, it could revive breath and consciousness. In the Ramayana, Lakshmana was saved using this very plant, but no one knew its exact form or appearance. Texts say it glowed at night and grew only in the Himalayas. By sunrise, it would disappear without a trace. That's why Hanuman carried the entire mountain instead. Some researchers link it to rare Himalayan medicinal herbs. Others believe the knowledge was lost with time itself. A plant that erased the boundary between life and death. Myth, medicine, or forgotten science. One mystery humanity never stopped searching for.
I bet no one has ever found that plant. I mean, that's immortality we are talking of. People would be using it just like an everyday meal and live for thousands of years.
Empires don't just conquer land, they conquer memory. Egypt was a black civilization, advanced, organized, and sovereign long before Europe understood what a kingdom even was. Its rulers left proof in stone: full lips, broad noses, and features that revealed ancestry without negotiation. But centuries later, when foreign powers took control, they didn't just loot gold, they looted identity. The noses of pharaohs and gods were shattered with precision, because they told a truth no invader could rewrite: who built Egypt and where their blood came from. If you erase the features, you erase the lineage. If you erase the lineage, you control the narrative. The missing noses weren't an accident of time. They were a calculated removal of evidence, a way to bury a black empire beneath a new script and claim its legacy as universal. That's how power hides the truth, not by destroying civilization, but by editing it.
The light on the bone texture. Got it.
See, white people called you nigger because he couldn't enunciate. See, listen, that just shows you how a white man can take your stuff and turn around and make it bad. Look at it. It's us saying, man, nigga looking good. King looking good. Yeah. Emperor looking good. Man, good to see Emperor taking care of nigga who's taking care of himself.
And when the Romans came during the Punic times and asked the Africans, who are you? They said, Negus, Negusti. I'm the leader. I'm the God. I'm the creator. I'm all that's good. I am Negus Negusti, King of kings, Lord of lords, Jah, Rastafari. Okay, this is where all of this is coming from. And so the Romans, not having that word in their vocabulary, put that word in their vocabulary, and it became Niger, Negro. In the Spanish language, where the Moors were, it became Negro. Negro, meaning black. When the British started to enslave Africans and they dehumanized it, and that's where the word nigger comes from. Our ancestors taught this thousands of years ago, and they built a temple.
Quite in history down our culture, and how some things were twisted in history down the line. Many of you used that word and didn't know how the word came to be. Now you know. But I found it very interesting.
They told you the Bible is a book about God. Lie. It's a book about you. And maybe that's exactly why it was never properly explained. Since the Bible was introduced to you as a child, they told you the stories. They showed you the images. They spoke about miracles. But they never explained what the words symbolized. You knew the stories were about inner awakening. You would stop outsourcing your power. You would stop waiting for salvation. You would stop looking outside. That is why it was safer to present the text as external history instead of internal revelation. They showed you great figures, epic events, dramatic scenes, but they never told you what any of it represented inside you. Today, you remove the veil. The truth is that Eden was never a place. Eden is a state of consciousness. Think about when you were very young, before you learned what was right or wrong, before you felt shame, before you compared yourself. You simply existed. That is Eden. A state where there is no sense of separation between you and life, where you don't feel isolated from the world, where existing is enough. The fall was not a geographical expulsion. It was identification. Identification with the body, with the name, with the personal story, with everything you were told you are. And this is where something important happened. Because once you identify with the character, you become predictable. You become manageable. The system does not benefit from individuals who realize they are consciousness before identity. It benefits from roles, from labels. If this is starting to make sense to you, then you are beginning to see the codes. Comment code. And I will show you the next step to begin decoding this map and applying it to your own awakening journey.
What's interesting about this being is he didn't claim to be a god. He never masqueraded as a god like the majority of his relatives, if you want to call them that, right? His consorts or his peers. These were advanced beings that had faces like you and I. Their body structure is slightly different, a little bit larger, a little bit different, but they are recognizable as a person that you can talk to and they can speak back. And he became known as the first intelligencer. He traveled.
You have something called African ancestry, and guess what you got too? Indigenous native ancestry. Why is there two different blood tests? It's something going on with that, on what they're doing with these DNA tests that's automatically bringing us back to Africa. There was a test done where this dude, it was a white man. He said that he had a suspicion about them lying with the DNA test, and he sent the saliva of his lizard to Ancestral.com. Did you know his lizard came back 34% Nigerian? I'm just saying. So man, all this propaganda, man, I don't care if they mad at me or not. All I'm saying is research what I'm saying. I know it sounds taboo, but what happened if the biggest conspiracy in the history of lies happen. And that is that we are indigenous from America. We come from America. We don't come from Africa. But in order for them to take the precious treasures of America, which we have oil, we have gold, we have copper, we have all of that here. They act like all this is in Africa. All this is here too. What happened if it was to drive us out, connect us back to Africa, for we want to go back home, and while we going back to so-called home, we're leaving our home and they taking over our land? I'm just saying, when you really think about it, then look, what happened if the maps is flipped? From my understanding of my studies, Lebanon, Illinois was called Lebanon before there was a Lebanon over there. What about Israel? Here. What about Judah, or what you would call Utah? This is here. You start getting into these old names. There's a city out here called Morocco. These are different cities. And what about Memphis? Where's Memphis at? Memphis, Tennessee, that has one of the oldest pyramids here. It's a pyramid in Memphis right now. They didn't put glass over. That's a real pyramid. But then you have a Memphis over there in where? Egypt. What about Cairo? Cairo, Illinois. That's here in the Americas. So we have these different cities in these different states named after stuff that's in Africa. But when you do deep research and study, these was named that here before it was named that there. I'm saying we got to talk about, then you think you got stuff like Milwaukee. That's an Indian tribe name. You know what I'm saying? Chattanooga, Tennessee. That's an Indian name. So you start going, and then you got different sections in, because Missouri and Illinois is one of your most oldest places in the world. Where I'm from, one of your most oldest places. You got Chickasaw Street, you got Cherokee Street, and then you start seeing there's different museums around there that got all of our stuff in it. They got other people's faces on it. They have did this to the whole world, where they go around where ancient ancestral black people come from. They will change the faces to them, and then they'll take our history. So my belief, my research, my study shows that we are in the oldest parts of the world, which is ancient America. We are not from Africa. I do believe that all people of melanin descent do have some type of ancestral and DNA connection, but we are not all the same people, and we don't all keep a hold of the same traditions. And I believe a lot of islanders, like such as yourself, actually come from the lower Americas, and it actually was a ship's trade there, where a lot of y'all went from the South America to the islands, but it didn't happen the other way, where we all came by millions on this big ass boat, stacked on each other like sardines, came over from Africa, from a port called Yehuda, all the way over to the Americas. And I haven't found any evidence that truly suggests that. Now, can you tamper with evidence and make things look like something? Yes, that's why we all think we're from Africa when we not. And there is no coincidence that you don't only have African Americans, but you have African Australians. You have African this, African that. Why do they feel the need to keep putting that name on it? Because they're trying to make us subconsciously identify with a place that is not really our home.
Shout out to him for the knowledge he just shared, and I know he might be onto something there. If you are enjoying the video so far, drop a like below and let's continue.
Skin can't protect them properly from their own sun's radiation. So how do we account for the fact that white-skinned people are here on a planet where they should not exist? And once again, it all leads us back to the Anunnaki.
Why were there no bathrooms built in some of our most intricate, beautiful structures in the world? I mean, no toilets at all. Map journey on the ancient builder race. Link in bio, free download of the map. For some reason, from 500 all the way up into 1800, there was no bathrooms. Disgusting. The timeline just doesn't make sense. How do we go all the way from Roman Greece to having aqueducts and plumbing and bathhouses, and then all the way up into year 500, and then from 500 to 1800, we just didn't use bathrooms? This is where we use logic. It doesn't make sense. You cannot look at these structures right here that I'm showing you and tell me that they could go that far in the detail and think that this was made to hold people for long periods of time. Just use your common sense here. There is no way that they overlooked the bathroom. If you believe that, stop the video now, save yourself. You're not gonna like any more of this. You're just go ahead, just go. Around the 1700s to 1800s, everything starts to pick back up and we start using plumbing again. Or we rediscover plumbing again. Also, this is where all the inventions came from. In 1800s, almost like we restarted. Yeah, Ancient master builders, why did they build these cathedrals with no bathroom? Because they were charging stations. These are energy frequency healing stations. That's what they were made for. I understand it's hard to believe, but go with me on this thought exercise for a second. Let's say modern day, I build a structure that deals with frequency. In this structure, I amplify a certain frequency, and if you walk through it, you can be healed of certain ailments. Let's say I built this thing and I have it open to the public. Modern day, right now, how long do you think that I could have my structure, frequency healing station, open to the public for free? How long do you think that I could operate without coming up gone or them just taking it completely? And two, once the system took it, which they would take it, do you think they're going to keep it at 100%, or are they going to dilute it, control it, turn this into some sort of financial beneficial system for them? What's the difference between modern day and back then? Why were all of the organs and all of these structures dismantled, toned down, or completely disappeared? Some of them just disappeared. Think about massive organs. Just look at the size of these things. I don't have to tell you that whatever they were made for, we are not receiving it right now. This is not a debate. I'm asking you just to feel it. And let me know if you do feel it. That's why I believe the ancient builders did not and would not and didn't need to include bathrooms in these structures. That is just the tip of the iceberg of the ancient builders. Next, we get into the frequencies, the symbolism, and the stained glass windows. All right. It's us.
The birds are becoming dinosaurs again. Yeah, scientists literally think that birds are evolving back into dinosaurs. And the thing you need to understand is that birds aren't the descendants of dinosaurs. They actually, are dinosaurs. Specifically theropods, which is the same group that produced velociraptors and the T-Rex. Yeah, see, birds are getting teeth again. Yes, literal teeth growing in to the beak. They're also starting to get long, bony tails again, clawed hands on their wings, scaled faces, looking like little raptors. These aren't mutations. These are old genes coming back. So why is this happening? It's a concept called atavism, and it's where evolutionary ghost traits come back into the current DNA, because birds still carry a bunch of dormant dinosaur genes. And that's how you end up with a little baby chicken with sharp little teeth, or a bird embryo with a raptor-like snout. But yeah, they've been intentionally reactivating some of these genes, which is, has everybody seen Jurassic Park? Because I saw Jurassic Park and I don't want that to be a documentary.
It was just proven that birds have a full language with their own grammar system, and now you can learn what they're saying. This Japanese guy researched the Japanese tit for 20 years and became the first person with conclusive evidence that they're not just making sounds but actually speaking a language. For example, these birds have a specific noun for the word snake, and it sounds like this. When they heard the sound through a speaker, they didn't just fly away, but specifically looked at the ground to confirm that there was a snake. But it gets even crazier when you realize that they use grammar syntax, because he found that when you make the sound for be alert followed by gather, they will fly in together and scan for danger. But when the sounds are rearranged by Suzuki to say gather followed by be alert, the birds completely ignored it because it sounded like gibberish to them. So let me know if we should add bird language to our app so that you can learn it through Netflix and YouTube videos.
Who knew birds had their own language and they be talking to each other like we do? I bet if we can map out the sound other animals make, we can come up with their language and hear what they be saying. That's just insane.
This is not one of my normal videos, but honestly, it's a personal nightmare for me, and it's something that I had to share with you guys. In Columbus, Ohio, you have some explaining to do. The following video was posted by a woman named Nakina out of Columbus, Ohio. She was door dashing when she went to this restaurant, which I'm not going to name, and she was picking up an order when she saw this, whatever this is. It's some sort of poultry or duck or something. But the thing is, this thing looks rotten. I don't know what ducks are supposed to look like without their feathers on, but I don't think they're supposed to be that color. This is gross, guys. Take a look at this video. Comment below. All I know is I'm not going to be eating Chinese food today. Tell me what you think.
Se io chiamo polizia.
Check it out, family. I told y'all I was gonna get the video. Here we go. Check it out. Y'all let me know in the comment if y'all think this shit is cap or not. But this happened yesterday. This guy caught this dogman creature in his yard. He's in northeastern part of Iowa. He brave as fuck, because I would have skedaddled or it would have been in the upper room. But on Phono Grave, y'all, shit is crazy. 2026, man.
Another creature I spent time with down in the tunnel was a dog man. Now, to be clear, this was not the genetic chimera of a dog man talked about on the Confessionals podcast, which are genetically half wolf and half man. These beasts are terrifying and they are everywhere. And I'm convinced that it is these that are causing the disappearance of many people. However, this dog man that I got to know was a surgical chimera. That means that a dog, a German Shepherd to be exact, had his head surgically removed, and a man had his head surgically removed. And the heads were switched so that the German Shepherd body had a man's head and the man's body had a German Shepherd's head. This caused neurological and constitutional havoc for both creatures. They were miserable. The man's body, controlled by the dog head, urinated by lifting his leg on every corner he passed. The man's body rejected the raw meat eaten by the dog's head with explosive diarrhea. The man's body was desperately thin from malnourishment. The surgical wounds on their necks were festering, and somehow being attached to the wrong body caused them great pain neurologically. The sheer magnitude of what the evil ones are doing underground is mind-blowing.
Get in here, family. Check it out. Y'all ever seen some shit like this? Some wolf man? But I ain't gonna bat with y'all. Fuck who believe me or not. I came across a creature like this on Phono Grave. I was driving down Salt Trail Village and I seen this shit at the forest. A wolf man, tall as hell. But y'all let me know what y'all think on Phono Grave. Shit is crazy.
Them dogman creatures look terrifying, and can't imagine they be roaming around looking like humans. They really look real, and can't really say it's AI from them clips we just saw, or they were wearing masks. The lady really did encounter one.
Did you know that during sleep paralysis, you feel almost exactly what's happening in this video? Your body is completely asleep, but your mind is awake. You try to move, to sit up, to scream, and nothing responds. Your chest feels heavy, like something is pressing down on you. You sense a presence in the room, standing close, watching you, but when you try to look, there's nothing there. People who experience sleep paralysis often describe the same details. The feeling of being observed. The fear that something has entered the room. Some say they feel hands, others hear breathing, whispers, or footsteps. And the most terrifying part is that it feels real, more real than a dream. For centuries, legends have claimed that sleep paralysis is not just a medical condition. They say a demon or spiritual entity enters your space and briefly takes control of your body, leaving you trapped and unable to move while it watches. Science explains it as the brain waking up before the body, but science still can't explain why so many people feel the same presence. So what do you think is really happening during sleep paralysis? Subscribe or we'll never see each other again.
Don't ever tell the people in your dreams that you know you're dreaming. Every time I've done this, things got really weird. And before you come after me, this is for educational purposes only. I do this for my research on lucid dreaming. So last night in my dream, I remember being in a mall food court with a girl I didn't recognize, and we were talking and laughing. While we were laughing, I remember looking at her and saying, "We are in a dream." Mistakes were made. She immediately stops laughing and starts staring at me, and everyone around me stops moving and things get very quiet. There is an eerie silence. The girl I was talking to, she said, "You are not supposed to know." My heart was racing. I felt like I was in trouble. And after she says that to me, her face starts looking really weird, as if it's melting. I felt so scared that I closed my eyes really tight, and when I opened them back up, I was still in the dream. I was still in that mall food court, but I was all alone. There was no one around me. The fear I felt made me wake up. I get so many questions from you guys asking me, how do you know that you're dreaming and how can you control your dreams? Some people don't even believe that people can control their dreams or that they're aware that they're dreaming. But it is very true. I've been able to do this since I was a little girl. I remember being a little girl and being like, oh, I'm in a dream. I think I'll fly. Many people have that sense of awareness that they know they're dreaming. And many people can control their dreams. And also, many people can train themselves to be able to do so. If you're interested in learning more about what your dreams mean, or even controlling your dreams, make sure to follow me.
So there are parallel versions of you living alternate timelines, and here's how to recognize them. A few weeks ago, I had this crazy experience where I actually merged with a parallel life. It was a dream, but it didn't feel like a true dream. It felt real, like I was actually there. So we know that time isn't linear, and that your past and future lives are all happening now. But what about the versions of you living this same life, but making different choices? Check out this clip from Dolores Cannon.
So when you make a decision, you come to a crossroads in your life, you've got to make a decision. Do I get married? Do I get divorced? Do I take this job? And you know, either way you choose, your life is going to be different, won't it? Then you finally decide, okay, this is the way I'm going to go. All right, what happens to the other alternate decision that you could have taken? It also is created. And another you is living out that other decision. Every time you make any decision of any kind, it will split again.
So the Seth material says that parallel lives can be accessed through deja vu, sudden emotional shifts, creative surges, and dreams. So in this dream, I was lying in bed with my fiance, but the woman I was lying next to, my fiance, was not my fiance in this reality. It was a girl I went to high school with. I woke up freaked out. My current fiance got a kick out of that one. Remember, you're experiencing this reality because of the choices you made. This reality is where you have the most potential to evolve. But it doesn't mean you will evolve. You still have to choose it. You still got to do the work and make the necessary choices to get there. So today we focus on our highest potential. Close your eyes. Now drop into your body. Now ask yourself, what choice brings me into my highest potential? All right, open your eyes. If you're serious about stepping into your highest potential, our free Awakening Accelerator starts on January 24th. Type potential below and I'll send you the link.
He might be onto something, because it said when we sleep, our spirit travels to another timeline, and that the dreams we have are experiences we are having in that timeline.
So these are admittedly not my stories, they're my dad's stories. Just a little background on my father. He doesn't believe in ghosts at all, not even a little. He thinks that that is made up, it's fake. And now that I've gotten that out of the way, he has experienced the scariest hauntings I've ever heard about in my life. When he was younger, I would say probably about like 9 to 13, in that age range, he had a friend that started getting into like kind of occult weird things. He started feeling a little bit uncomfortable around this friend. And he remembers 2 really specific incidents with this friend that made him stop hanging out with this kid. One of which was they were at a river with a bunch of other boys, and they were swimming, playing as kids do. And this friend in question was in the water next to my father. And while they're playing, my dad looks up, and standing across the river at the tree line, and this is in rural Canada, like in the middle of nowhere, Canada, standing at the tree line is that friend. And he's just staring at my dad, and he just goes like this. Shh. Mind you, that kid is next to my dad at that time, so he's seeing two of them. And the other one just turns around and goes into the woods after beckoning my dad after him. I hate that story. It makes my eyes tear up. I hate that story. But my dad, being a child, still hung out with this kid. So he goes over to his house, and this kid is sitting in this big, like, lazy boy recliner chair. And he's sitting there, and he's kind of just staring at my dad while they're talking, acting super strange. And he looks at my dad, and he goes, "I've been in your dreams." And as soon as he says that, my dad hears, like, pounding on the underside of this kid's chair. He's sitting cross-legged in his chair, not moving, and he hears something beating on the underside of the chair. And this kid goes, "I've been in your dreams." And my dad, stone-faced, dead-ass, looks at me and goes, "And the fucked up thing? He had been in my dreams." My father doesn't believe in ghosts. I asked him to explain these to me in, like, a scientific way. He goes, "I was just hallucinating." I was just having a vivid hallucination. Anyway, those are just two of my favorite little stories from my father, who swears the ghosts are not real.
This disturbing video was captured in Houston, Texas, and people have no idea who these two are. So as you can clearly see, this is like a Ring sort of camera capturing this incident, and an unidentified man is wheeling a woman's body on a dolly. But listen right here. Doesn't that sound like she's screaming help to you? Now, this footage was shared in a group on Facebook and reposted publicly, and to date, I could find no information about who this man is, who this woman is, and this was literally caught on camera just 2 days ago here in Houston. It truly is extremely eerie footage, and people don't even know where this was taking place. The location has yet to be identified. Now, I live in Houston and I cover true crime stories all the time, but this footage definitely has brought to people's minds a recent story, and that is the story of the bodies being found in Houston's bayou system. Just in 2025, there were more than 30 dead bodies found in Houston's bayous. A lot of people around this city are talking about there potentially being a serial killer, and yet, as always, the local police have been very quick to publicly assert that they are 100% certain that these are not connected accidents at all. Obviously, there's no foul play, nothing suspicious to see here. I'm going to be covering this story very soon and going through all these cases one by one. But if you do have any information about that man or woman seen at the beginning of this video, please reach out and contact law enforcement.
Was this found footage, or was he really in danger?
Are you alone? If I see somebody else, this will not be good.
Nature YouTuber Casey Sanders posted a video called Naked Man Found in Creek. And if this is real, I am very, very concerned for him. Casey was bow hunting alone in a remote area in the woods when he looked up and a naked man from the creek started chasing him with a stick. He got so scared, he was so thrown off by this, so he started recording.
I'm here with weapons and somebody standing in my creek naked. I mean, I'm not gonna shoot you. Are you alone? If I see somebody else, this will not be good. Where? You don't know where your clothes are? Nobody's with you. I mean, you gotta look at it from my standpoint. Hang on a minute, man. Hang on a minute. I got something to eat for you. Just don't do nothing stupid right now. Holy crap.
Casey also doesn't post videos like this. He doesn't have a viral page, and the rest of his videos are pretty standard. He didn't even edit this original video. He put the information in the caption, and it says this: I showed up to my stand to bow hunt on Thursday, October 2nd, and heard someone yell. I looked down to find a man standing in the creek holding a walking stick with not a stitch of clothing on him. Claimed he had been beaten up by some guys at Tomorrowland, then dropped into the woods after they stripped him of everything. He spent days in the woods trying to find water, and then once he found a creek, he stuck to it. He recalled his number, and I got in touch with someone to come get him after I led him to the road. By far the craziest hunting experience I've ever had. Also, hi, I'm Grace. Can I be your horror girlie? Somebody in the comment section actually brought up a very smart point. They said that you need to immediately survey everything in the area except for the man in case he was being used as a distraction. If this is a large woods you can easily get lost in and people are already hunting, maybe somebody had ulterior motives. I don't know if this is staged or if this is real, but what I do know is that Tomorrowland doesn't sound like a place that I want to go to.
Those clips and stories really have the chill in them, and definitely creepy. Y'all stay safe out there and always be in the lookout. Some crazy stuff be happening out here.
This girl is being followed by an unhinged man for several blocks. Realizing the situation is getting more and more intense with every step, she decides not to take any chances and walks up to two young guys who are standing nearby, talking. She quickly explains what's going on, that some random man has been trailing her for a while now without stopping, and it's seriously scaring her. She asks them for help, to pretend like they know her and act like she's with them. A few minutes later, the same man shows up in the frame. Based on how he's acting, he's clearly been looking for her on purpose, scanning the area until he finds her, and he's obviously aggressive. The moment he spots her, he immediately rushes over, starts raising his voice, and aggressively demands that she go with him right now. He tries to make it seem like she's his girlfriend and they just had a fight, like this is some private argument. But that's just an attempt to mislead everyone around them and control the situation. The two guys don't hesitate. They immediately step between the man and the girl, shielding her with their bodies, and firmly try to get him to leave. But he doesn't respond to reason, ignores their repeated requests to calm down, and keeps acting extremely aggressive and confrontational. In the end, the young men are forced to use physical force to push him back farther and make him leave for good, creating enough distance to keep her safe.
And this is exactly when you know you're about to be successful. Now, if you pay close attention, you'll see that this dude is possessed by some sort of demon or something. First off, shout out to the homie for keeping his composure. The facts are that when you're doing great things, it makes people uncomfortable because it reminds them about everything that they're not. Let's keep it a buck. Nobody notices average. But the major key we could get from this interaction is emotional reactions will actually ruin your performance far more than the actual disruption itself. So this right here is inevitable. And a wise man once said, if you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping. So if you do have some haters, congratulations. That means that you're on your way.
She closes the fridge and walks away like nothing happened. Security footage from a small apartment kitchen shows a young mom on her phone, pacing between the counter and the refrigerator. She's distracted, laughing, scrolling, answering messages. In one quick motion, she opens the fridge, leans down, and places her baby inside, almost automatically, then shuts the door and keeps talking like it's just another normal second. Minutes pass. The room is quiet except for her voice. The baby isn't in the crib, isn't on the couch, but she doesn't notice. When the father walks in, he doesn't react at first either. He sits down, confused, asking casually where the baby is. She shrugs, still glued to her call. Then something shifts. The father starts checking the room. His movements get faster. He calls the baby's name. No answer. He grabs the phone from her hand. Panic finally breaks through her blank expression. They search everywhere. The air feels heavy. And then, a faint cry from the refrigerator. He yanks the door open, frozen in shock for half a second, then pulls the baby out.
This woman was heavily intoxicated. She was heading home early in the morning after a party and sat down outside to try to pull herself together. At some point, a stranger wearing a blue cap walks up to her. He sits down next to her and starts a conversation. Gradually, his behavior becomes strange. He begins touching her, taking advantage of the fact that she can't properly respond. The man keeps insisting that he wants to take her back to his place, saying she shouldn't be out on the street in that condition. Then he tries to lift her up, wraps an arm around her waist, and literally attempts to lead her away. Luckily, people nearby notice what's happening. They approach and start asking the man questions. In response, he claims she's his younger sister, and says he's just trying to take her home to save her from the alcohol. But the people around them clearly doubt his story and realize the situation looks suspicious. Meanwhile, the woman begins to understand that she's in danger. She tries to stand up on her own, but she can barely stay on her feet because of how intoxicated she is. The man keeps insisting and continues trying to take her away, but thankfully, there were bystanders who stepped in at the right moment and didn't let him abduct her.
Are the stairs facing up or the stairs facing down? The crazy part is, no matter how you answer it, every 5 seconds, it'll keep flipping.
We've reached the end, for now. But there's always more lurking just beyond the screen here at Chill Spot. If today's video kept you on the edge of your seat, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on notifications because the next mystery could be the most shocking yet. Until we meet again, stay brave and never stop searching for the truth. See you in the next episode if you dare.